Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are on Unit 7.4. We're going to use matrices to solve linear systems. Okay, this is total calculator based, so have your calculator ready and practice, practice, practice. And I will go at a steady pace as I go through this, and remember, rewind it if you need to. All right, so the matrix button. Okay, it is a second function and the button is under the math button. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you find your matrix button, if you're using the newer calculator, it's right underneath the math button. You got to hit the second button and then the matrix button. Okay, if you are using an older calculator, okay, I don't know if you can see me down in the corner, but if you're using an older calculator, you actually have a matrix button itself, but that's only if you're using an older handheld one. So find your matrix button on whatever calculator you're using. I'm assuming most of you are using the one on your Chromebook. All right, so these are the steps right here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so you may want to pause and write those down. Okay, I'm just going to go through them as I go through each example. I'm not going to read these out loud. So if you're going to pause now and write those down. All right, here we go. So we're going to solve this system of equations with matrices. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to rewrite this so that it looks like a matrix, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the coefficients in front of the x and the y for both of those, and we're going to put those in a matrix. So we're going to write 2, -3. We're going to put 1 and 4. Okay, remember there's a 1 in front of this x that you don't see. Okay, do not put the letters on it. So that's matrix. We're going to call that matrix A. Okay, then I want you to make another matrix with the two variables x, y. Okay, now we're not going to give that one a name because we're not going to be able to type that into the calculator. We're going to put an equal sign, and then we're going to make another matrix with the 19 and the -7. And we're going to call that matrix B. Okay, now everything else is the calculator. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go to our calculator. Okay, let me start over with the matrix. So we're going to go second, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 buttons down. Okay, underneath the math button, we're going to hit that. Okay, now we have to enter those numbers into the calculator. So we're going to go to edit. So we right arrow to edit. We're going to put those first 4 numbers in matrix A. So we're going to pick number 1. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if we look at our matrix, it has 2 rows and 2 columns. So this matrix is a 2 by 2. So we have to actually tell the calculator 2 and then hit enter, and then 2 and then hit enter. Notice it put the size of the matrix up at the top. Now you have 4 spaces to put your numbers. So you type the first number, 2, and then hit enter. Then the next number was -3, and then hit enter. And then 1, and then hit enter. And then 4, and then make sure you hit enter. Okay, so we have typed in matrix A. Now we want to type these numbers into matrix B. Again, we're not going to type the letters at all. We're going to type the 19 and the -7 into matrix B. So ladies and gentlemen, you have to start over. You got to hit the second button again, second, go 1, 2, 3 buttons down, or if you're using an older calculator, find your matrix button. Okay, go back. Now notice for A, it actually defined it and it tells you, oh, we got a 2 by 2 matrix there. All right, go back to edit. Okay, right arrow to edit, pick number 2. Now, this is 2 rows by 1 column. Rows, it goes rows by column, folks. Rows, columns. So 2 rows, 1 column. And if you type it and it doesn't look right, well, then you know. So 2 enter and then 1 enter. All right, see how we got it lined up correctly? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put 19 here and the -7 here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the matrix typed in. Now, the next thing you have to do is you have to quit, okay? The quit button is the mode button, okay? Watch the screen here. I'm gonna hit the second button and then the mode button and I quit. You gotta quit after you enter your matrices. Now, before I get into how to type this in to have the calculator give us the answer, okay, I want to go over something with you so it makes more sense, okay? So I want you to think about when we solve equations, okay? For example, let's say I have x plus 7 equals 15. Okay, well, what would you do to get x by itself? Okay, we're solving for x, right? Well, we would subtract 7. We would do the opposite. We would subtract 7, and then we would get our answer. Okay, we're not going to solve that, but I want to point that out. Okay, think about this one. If I had x minus 8 equals 20, okay, what would we do on that one? Okay, we would do the opposite, right? We would go ahead and add 8 to both sides. Okay, let me keep going here. Let's say that I have 2x equals 10. Okay, now that's 2 times x. What would you do to get x by itself? Okay, well, you would divide by 2, right, to get x by itself. Or let's do one more. Let's say that we had 1/3 x equals 20. Okay, here we would multiply by the reciprocal, okay, to find out what x equals. Now, what do we do to figure out the matrices? Well, ladies and gentlemen, on our calculator, what we're going to do is we're going to take the matrix A, and then we're going to have to use what's called the inverse button, okay? Remember, think about what I just showed you on the last screen, how we got x by itself. It's our job now to take this matrix and find our answer. Well, that means we have to do something to the matrices to find our answer. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the inverse of matrix A and we're going to multiply it to the matrix B. And it has to be in that order, okay? All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to have our answer when we're done. So we're going to go back to our calculator, and you have to be on the home screen. So here we go. We go back to the matrix. So second matrix, or whatever your matrix button is. Now, do not go to edit. Pick number 1, uno. Now, I need the inverse button. The inverse button, ladies and gentlemen, is the same as the matrix button, except you don't hit the second button. It's that X, okay, if you can see my arrow, it's the X with the -1 on it. We're going to hit that button. That is our inverse button, and it puts an exponent of -1 on it. So we're going to take the inverse of matrix A. Now, go back to your matrix. Okay, rewind this if you need to. And now this time, don't go to edit. Pick number 2. And just like magic, folks, there's our answer. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so the solution to this system, where they cross each other, is at 5, -3. Please write it as an ordered pair. 5, -3. Okay, let's do a few more of these. All right, here's the next one. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to first take it and rewrite it. So the first one is going to be matrix A. So I put a 4 and a 1, because remember there's a 1 in front of the Y. 3, 5. That's matrix A. The next matrix is XY equals, and then matrix B, that is going to be 10, negative 1. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go to the calculator now. Okay, I'm just going to clear my screen. Okay, I'm going to go second matrix. I'm going to go to edit now because I'm going to put new numbers in. Okay, and I'm going to pick A, which is number 1. Okay, and it's a 2 by 2, so I'm just going to leave it a 2 by 2. And now I'm going to put my new numbers in. 4, 1, 3, 5. Make sure you hit enter after each one. Okay, now I'm going to put matrix B in. So again, I got to start over. I got to go second, go to the matrix, go back to edit, and this time pick number 2, matrix B. All right, it's a 2 by 1. And we're going to go ahead and put 10 and negative 1 in. And make sure you use the negative button and not the minus button. Okay, I'm done. I've got it typed in. Now, this is, you got to remember, you got to quit. Second, quit. All right. Now, we're going to take matrix A to the inverse times matrix B. All right, so here we go. So matrix A, so we go back to the matrix. Now just pick number 1 and then hit the inverse button and then go back to the matrix and pick B. Voila! Okay, the answer is 3, negative 2. X is 3, Y is negative 2. All right, let's keep going here. This is what's lovely, lovely, lovely about matrices, folks. We can now do systems with 3 variables and 3 equations. Ooh, all right, here we go, folks. So my matrix is going to be a little bit bigger. All right, so always go alphabetical. So X has a 1 in front. Minus Y, that's a negative 1. Watch your signs, folks. Watch your signs. And then the negative 3. You have to have those as negatives. The middle row, it's 5, and then 2, and then 1. And now, oh, the middle, look at the middle row, ladies and gentlemen. The Z is missing. Okay, well, since the Z is missing, and we're doing, and you got to go alphabetical, whatever letter's missing, you got to put a 0 in that spot. So that means since Z is missing, and that's the 3rd letter, we put the 0 in the 3rd spot. If Y was missing, we would put 0 in the 2nd spot. If X was missing, we would put 0 in the 1st spot. Okay, but they're not missing. All right, and then we put a negative 3 here and a negative 1 here. Now, that's matrix A. All right, and then this is X, Y, Z. And then matrix B is 2, negative 17, 8. Okay, nothing different here except our matrix is a little bit bigger. Okay, this is a 3 by 3, 3 rows, 3 columns. This one is a 3 by 1. All right, so I have to change my dimension size. Here we go. So again, I'm going to go ahead and clear that since we're done with that. I'm going to go back to the matrix. I'm going to go back to edit, pick number 1. Now, 3 by 3. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put my numbers in. 1, negative 1, negative 3, 5, 2, 1. Please pause and practice this, okay? Practicing it will help you remember it better. And yes, these will be on the test, folks. All right, so there's my matrix. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to put in matrix B. So I'm going to go back to my matrix, go back to edit, pick number 2 this time, and it's a 3 by 1. Okay, so we've got 2, negative 17, and 8. And I know I probably do that way faster than you can do it, so please pause and practice. All right, I'm going to quit. Okay, I'm going to go back to my matrix. I'm going to pick A. I'm going to hit that inverse button. I'm going to go back to the matrix. I'm going to pick B. And just like magic, folks, look at that. -9, 19, and -10. All right, so this time, though, I'm going to say x equals, okay, x equals, what was it? -9. Y equals 19. And Z equals -10. Okay, don't write those as ordered pairs because they're not ordered pairs. Okay, just write x equals, y equals, z equals, whatever they are. Okay, one example left, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we have to do a word problem. Here we go. A company sells 3 types of movie gift baskets. Ooh, nice, movie gift baskets. I always wanted one. All right, a basic basket with 2 movies, 2 movie passes, and 1 package of microwave popcorn cost $15.50. Okay, so basic basket, 2 movie passes, 1 package of microwave popcorn, $15.50. Okay, I'm going to label that as a small basket. All right, so let's see. I'm going to use M for movie and P for popcorn. Okay, so 2 movie passes plus 1 package of popcorn is going to equal $15.50. Okay, let's move on. Medium basket with 2 movie passes, 2 packages of popcorn, and one DVD. Nice, it's $37. So the medium. So let's see, I'm going to set up so I'm going to use 2M again for 2 movie passes, plus, but this time it's 2 packages of popcorn, plus 1 DVD. Okay, I'll use a D for DVD, and that's going to equal $37. Okay, all right. Well, what else? Oh, we got a super basket. Nice. I'm just going to call that large. All right, it's got 4 movie passes, so 4M, plus 3 packages of popcorn. Well, they're chipping you out of 1 package of popcorn for one of the movies. 3 popcorn plus 2 DVDs, so 2D, for $72.50. Okay, wow. Well, obviously this is a 3x3, ladies and gentlemen. We just got done doing a 3x3. So here we go. So my first matrix, and again, I'm going to just go in the order I have these written, with the movie passes, the popcorn, and then the DVDs. So the first row, I've got 2, 1. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there are no DVDs in the first basket, so I got to put a 0 there. You can't leave it blank. You got to put a 0 there. So there's 0 DVDs. All right, third row, 2, 2, 1, and then the last row, 4, 3, 2. Okay, and then it goes movie, popcorn, DVD. And then 15.50, 37, 72.50. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is matrix A. This is matrix B. All right, so nothing new here, folks. Same thing. It's a 3x3 and a 3x1. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and clear this, and I'm going to go put this into my matrix. All right, here we go. So I'm going to just type these numbers in. All right, there's my matrix A. Now I'm going to go back and do my matrix B. You'll notice that the calculator drops unnecessary zeros, okay? So when you type it in, it won't put the zeros on the 50 cents. Okay, I'm going to quit. And now I'm just going to go ahead and do my A inverse times B. So A inverse times B. So here are the prices, ladies and gentlemen. So the movie passes, let me move down a little bit. Okay, the movie passes are $7. The popcorn, okay, well, popcorn, that's $1.50, folks. $1.50 for popcorn. And the DVDs, ladies and gentlemen, are 20 bucks. So we were able to figure out the cost of those items based on a matrix. It's beautiful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. Rewatch it if you need to. Practice doing those matrices on your calculator. All right, we shall see you soon. Later.